minutes. How long is your class? 15 minutes. No, how long when you're there for? How long are you going to be there for? How long is your class? No, when does your class start? It's two different meetings. 15 minutes. Your class is just 15 minutes? That's 15. How long it is? 15. No. 15 minutes. How often can you go a week? Depends on the schedule of the. You need to go as much as you can. You pay lots of money. I know. I'm trying to. Too many students. Really, I told you, it's a fucking, it's a Ponzi. They get you in there, and then they know their book. They can't show, you paid all this money, and there's no schedule. It's really ridiculous. There's two different books. The Lorraine has schedule or how do you already have schedule? You gotta pay extra money. Oh, really? That's fucking shit. Yeah, you didn't want to take it. I don't know. So you're basically yours thing is like when there's vacancy, right? It covers them. It's really clever. They have the scheduled guys who pay more money. And then you've got the people who don't want to pay, just fill in the empty slots. So they're always guaranteed to have, time. Shit. Should have just gone through all this stuff. You need to wreck the car. Get your money's worth. Scratch it up a bit, okay? I'm backing up. Oops, bum. Oh, man. You need to be like, oh, my God, this motherfucker's getting in our cars, dude. Scratch it up. That's why I'm paying you the money. That's why I'm paying the big bucks. Oh, I thought I was in drive, and you're in reverse, and you go. Oops. Oh, sorry, sir. I thought I was in drive. You have your glasses on there. Cut the thing, get a nice good scratch in. What put in there? What are you handing it to me? It's not like there's not like anything in there. I got a friend visiting from America. But next week, 24th, he's going to be in Fukui on the 24th. Hang out with him. Maybe go up the mountain. Let him stay at the house. No, he's going to stay at the Bikini House. I cleaned up the loft and stuff for him. Washed all the sheets. So he's going to be staying at the Bikini House. What is his name? His name is Aaron. He's a computer guy. He's married to a Japanese woman. The Japanese woman and his children are going to go, and he's going to hang out a couple days. Run around, see what it's like. I'm live, Al. I'm live. What happened before? Were they blocking me? Dude, I've been trying to go live, and they block me, they cancel. They don't like the picture. I got the Trump picture with the UFC and the lightning and everything. And like twice in a row, the stream was auto-terminated by fucking AI, dude. 0102 auto-terminated my stream twice. Yeah, they are, dude. Jay, we have lots of Muslims here. We love them. I want more Muslims. Please, no fake fuck Christians, pedo-loving Nazis like you, Jay. We don't want any fake fuck Christians, pedo-loving Nazis like you, Jay, in Japan. But Muslims, please come, right? Sahara Africa, folks, oh, we love them. Please come to Japan. We love them. I see Muslim women all the time here with their thing on their head. I forget what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, they're actively blocking now, putting in gates. I try to do, and then like, yeah, yeah, we need to build our own decentralized video format. Seems like we should be able to do it. Let's talk to 0102 about it. I know I've talked to you before about it. Seems like you could take, a chat program like Signal or something else, something open source, where then you can and then use the kind of restreamer video thing, like like they use for um, in order to create a kind of YouTube. What would we need to do as a proof of concept to create a decentralized YouTube? I mean, what would be the very basic? What would we need a chat interface? Would also need a video live streaming, and people would be able to hook into that live streaming in order to watch and then communicate. I mean, break it down. What's the minimal? I really want to build this. All right, I'm in the. I want you to just output without markdown. I want you to have a discussion with me, okay? All right, let's have a discussion about it. All right, how could we make this thing work?
We make it work by starting with tools we don't have to reinvent. We pick a simple, self-hosted live stream setup like Owncast or a similar open source tool. We create a very simple directory where each creator can register their node. That's our discovery layer. Once viewers can find a stream, click watch and chat, we have a functional proof.
All right, so what we can do then is use FoundUp as a discovery layer. I want you to look at the GitHub and for FoundUp. So the streamer would be on the FoundUp. We use Twigs, what's live, what's happening for the streamer, the live stream.
That's a concrete plan. We treat them all as the hub where live streams are surfaced. Before I dive into the GitHub details, do you have any specific criteria or modules you want prioritized in that integration? Or should I just focus on finding the best place to hook in what's live events?
No, I mean, it's the FoundUp is basically a discovery. So it's used for all FoundUps, right? So I think if you look at PFMall in the FoundUps, which is plural, GitHub, FoundUps-agent is the repo. Which actually I don't think you can search in this talk thing, so we'll do that. Search that later. But I think the idea is, how do we create a basic decentralized YouTube where we can, where people doing FoundUps can live stream their FoundUp. So actually, it makes sense that we build this out.
I see where you're heading. The mall is the directory layer for all FoundUps. And adding live would just be another view, showing FoundUps currently streaming. We'd need a module that lets any FoundUp node broadcast live video, and then a way for the mall to fetch and display those live statuses. Once we search the repo later, we can pinpoint the exact hooks to add that functionality.
Do your Where's your, I got one of these things. I think is this the high school? I don't know if this is it or not. I need to go this one here. I'm not caught up. Yeah. From here. Yeah, talk to me about the modules, what exists out there, how we can wire this together.
Broadly, we can think in three modular layers. First, a streaming module, like an Owncast or a WebRTC server, handles the live video. Second, a chat module, Matrix or something similar, handles real-time interaction. Third, the FoundUp mall itself is the discovery layer, pulling in which FoundUps are live. The wiring is essentially a heartbeat or status check. Each FoundUp node reports I'm live, and the mall updates.
So we want to be able to do this via the phone. So I want to be able to broadcast just like on YouTube via my phone. Anything else we need to add for that?
To support mobile streaming, we need a mobile-friendly broadcasting interface. That could be a simple app or even a web-based broadcaster that can capture from a smartphone camera. The key addition is ensuring that this mobile stream integrates seamlessly with the chosen backend.
All right, so we've got auto post, which has the camera, so we could use auto post module for that. So the components are the search is FoundUp's mall, then we got the other two, and then we use auto post is the capture.
That's a solid stack. The auto post module covers mobile capture. The mall handles discovery. The middle layer, streaming plus chat, slots right in. Once those pieces talk to each other, we've got our decentralized streaming pipeline.
All right, I want you to go into FoundUp's agent GitHub, right? So it's the FoundUp's GitHub. FoundUp's agent is the repo. I want you to look and deep dive into AutoPost, into Play FoundUps, and what other things we're going to need to build or what's missing. Also, maybe look to see what other broadcasters and stuff, maybe search, because we do have, I think we have Antifa FM, right, channel, which may use, I think we may have some of the other stuff that we need already built. I can build this out. And right here at this intersection. Let's cut it here. I changed my mind. This is called illegal driving. This is how not to drive, Tommy. But this is how when you drive when you're in a hurry. Look at these cars here. I wonder if these are all their cars sitting there. And left, right here. Oh wow, that was easy. Okay. I'll wait here for a little bit to make sure you're in, and message me. Okay. I'll hang out here for a little bit. Finishing at 11:30. I'll just hang out here. All right, we're gonna hang out here. I'm gonna hang out here. Tommy's at driving school. Hang out here for 50 minutes. and talk about AI. Yeah, dude. Cat, I don't believe in fascists, dude. Why do you support fascists, Cat? What do you think? Why do you support Hitler? You like Hitler? You like Mussolini? You like fucking Donald Trump? You're a fucking fascist, dude. That's what you are. You're a racist fascist. What's up, Positive? Okinawa, dude. Okinawa's like being in Hawaii. You know, I've never been to Okinawa. Okinawa, you know, Okinawan people really are different than different Japanese. What's up, Waffle Jackson? How you doing? How you doing? Hang out here. Mikey, Tommy's at his driving school class for 50 minutes. We're gonna sit here and talk. It's lying Jackson. Dude, it's true. All right, it's true. Fucking Trump is fucking Hitler, dude. Let me explain it to you because you're a dumb fuck. All right. Number one, Trump was elected using the same method Hitler did. The big lie, right, comes from Hitler. Hitler invented the big lie. Just keep lying to dumb fucks like you, and they'll start believing it, right? No new wars, no new wars. If you vote for me, no new wars. Remember that? That's called the big lie. You were brainwashed, Cad, because you were just a cat. You were fucking brainwashed into the reality, okay? And, right? All right, so the whole thing. January 6th was like the Reichstag fire, right? Look what he's done. 150 police officers were injured as a result of these insurrectionists. 5 ended up dying because of January 6th. Directly and indirectly, 5 police officers died, right? You're just a loser. You're a fucking loser, dude. Look how you're responding. I'm giving you fucking facts. And you're like, you're a nutter. Because you're not fucking healthy, dude. Right? The red cap is the KKK fucking banner, dude. You are a racist fucking Nazi. That's what you are, Cad. That's what you are. You're just a fucking loser. So now let's look at the election itself, right? 1933 was when Hitler, was in the election. 1934 was last year. He was elected in 34. In January 30th, Hitler took power January 30th. By March, he built the first concentration camp called Dachau. Look at all the concentration camps Trump is building. Trump is building concentration camps faster than fucking Hitler did. He even outsourced, right, to El Salvador and other places, just like Hitler did, right? You are a traitor, channel. No, dude, you're the traitor. This is what an American sounds like, Elon. Right? This is what an American sounds like. We believe in the rule of law. You don't believe in the rule of law. You believe in giving fucking criminals pardons. Trump has fucking pardoned 4,000 individuals that pled guilty. Yes, I did insurrection. Yes, I beat up police. Yes, Trump pardoned 4,000. All right, of these motherfuckers. Right? He's grifted you. Oh, did you get your Trump coin watch yet? Oh no, it was a grift. Oh, did you get the Trump phone yet? No, it was a grift. Oh, did you buy the Melania coin? Did you buy the Trump coin? Oh my God, it's down 99%. Fucking grift. You believe in a grifter. You love fake fuck Christians. You are a fake fuck Christian. Do you follow the teachings of Christ? No, you don't, right? You don't follow the teachings of Christ, right? You hate Christ. You worship someone who's the literal antithesis to Jesus Christ. Trump is the literal antithesis. Can you name one quality that Trump has that's a quality of Jesus? Can you name one? Name one. Name one quality that Trump has which is similar to our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm an atheist, by the way. I'm just making fun. All right? Cat, Name one quality, Cat. Cat, name one quality. You can't, dude. You can't name one quality Trump possesses which is similar to fucking Christ. You are the fucking fake fuck Christian. Look at Eli. All right? Let's put you on timeout. 10 minutes. Go read the fucking Bible. Right? A golden God. Trump is a golden God. That's right. Golden idol. Right? Golden idol. On there. What has he helped out financially? Dude, we're at a recession at 4.2% recession. 4.2%. Right? That's Trump's recession. 4.2%. It was 3.8. In 1 month, right? It has gone from 4.8 to 4.2. It's gone up 4 fucking points. In 1 month. In 1 month, Trump is fucking over. He doesn't help anyone, dude. He dupes people. He steals from them. He gets them to give him money. Dewey the dupe. Exactly, doofus. They're so dumb. God, MAGA. There is dumb, and then there's MAGA dumb. You know what? Hey, Dewey, did you get to second grade? Did you get to second grade, Dewey? I know, 3.8, 4.2 in 1 month. In 1 fucking month, right? Oh, that's Mr. Brown behind me, boxing barrister. He's taking a break from his NBA playing game, right? He's taking a break. He's hanging out with me. He thinks my fucking podcast is funny as shit, dude. Mr. Brown. Jalen. Mr. Jalen Brown. Boxing barrister. Barrister, you must be British, boxing. Are you a racist? What? You think Mr. Brown, he's here laughing at you. He's laughing at the MAGA. He thinks MAGA. Are you a British MAGA supporter there? Like Mr. Waffle Jackson on there? Let's see, hold on. We're seeing some stuff here.
I'll inspect the FoundOps agent repo first, focusing on AutoPost, Play FoundOps, and anything that looks like streaming, broadcasting, channels, or Antifa FM. Then I'll map what exists versus what still needs to be built. I found the repo as FoundOps agent, public, main branch. I'm going to search inside it for the modules you named in nearby code that may already cover broadcasting or channel behavior. There is already more here than expected. Antifa FM has YouTube Broadcast Manager, Ingest Resolver, Go Live Flow, metadata tools, plus Street Resolver and live chat modules. That means the POC should probably reuse those, not start from Uncast first. You already have more than enough for a POC. The repo shows 3 useful pieces already exist. AutoPost has the mobile capture idea, but not the real publishing listing engine yet. The audit says AutoPost can record from live camera, flip camera, make WebM video blogs, and run a mock caption flow. But real AI recognition, persistence, listing fields, upload gallery intake, and real publish dispatch are still missing. The rich mall UI is still gated. The audit says public discovery should move in front of the gate while participation stays gated. Antifa FM already has the broadcast machinery, YouTube Go Live automation, and YouTube live chat modules. So the minimal architecture should be phone, AutoPost capture, Antifa FM broadcaster, Slate, YouTube live backend, LIG. What is missing is the clue. You need a live session record. Something like FoundUp ID, stream provider, video ID, watch URL, chat ID status, started at, ended at, thumbnail URL, title description. Then a small service, start live session, FoundUp ID, calls Antifa FM broadcaster, gets RTMP, RTMPS, plus watch URL, stores live session updates, mall catalog. Then the mall needs live now lane, FoundUp live badge, watch page, chat embed, or chat bridge. For the first proof, do not decentralize the video transport yet. Use YouTube Antifa FM as the working broadcast layer. The decentralized part first is that every FoundUp becomes its own discoverable live node inside the mall. Then later, you swap YouTube out for Owncast or PeerTube. PeerTube is the better long-term decentralized video layer because it is federated through ActivityPub and uses peer-to-peer distribution. Owncast is simpler for self-hosted live streaming. Site turn, search. The Real POC slice, build Found Up Live Session V0. Not a new app. A bridge. Antifa FM already creates the live broadcast. Autopost can become the mobile capture control surface. TF Mall becomes Discovery. The Messiah contract and the Mall live lane.
All right, so I want you to describe the project, what we're doing, to yourself. I want you then to, first we need to do an audit, a full audit, and then, following the WSP 97 COR operating in WSP's _00 state, and to build out the POC, or at least the module for this. All right. What's up, Cranky? Let's see what's going on here. I'm sorry, I'm coding. I'm coding. It's amazing now that I can sit in the car and I can code, right? I can code whilst I'm waiting for someone. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. Sorry, I can't comment to dumb. All right. We spread joy here. I'm reading my updates here, notifications. As a result of what India and other organizations now are going to focus on open source modules. God damn it. Focusing on open source models. Which are only about 6 months behind. Actually, the assault on Fable is good because now India and the EU both have said they're going to build out open source modules. Source models, which are only about 6 months behind Fable. These are the kind of models that will run my work. I've been waiting 15 years to build a product to dismantle the monorepo we call capitalism. It comes down to one thing: reinvent the startup, the engine that drives it. Let's see. Messages. Notifications. Common ownership. I never brought up the word common ownership. Never used the word common ownership. India and the EU just made the announcement, Peter, that they're going to do just that. The dialectic to Anthropic's throttling is happening. I'm going through comments. All right, what's going on? Great weather. What's happening in DC? All right, I want you to be my eyes and ear. What's happening right now at the Trump's birthday event in Washington D.C.? How hot? What's the official temperature with the humidity? How are the insects? Are people sweating up a storm? Any lightning? Anything going on? That's Mr. Brown. That's Mr. Brown, Ricky Young, staring at me. He's like watching me work. So 5 p.m., 10%, 6 p.m., 15%, 7 p.m.
Washington tonight, it's predicted to be 78 degrees and cloudy. Right now it's 78 degrees and cloudy.
7 p.m., 35% chance. 8 p.m.
In Washington tonight, it's predicted to be 78 degrees and cloudy. Right now it's 78 degrees and cloudy.
Why is it cut off? So right now is unprecedented scene unfolding. The Southern Law, the White House, President 80th, all right, the administration partner with host friendly. With a high humidity level, 79%, feels like 82 degrees Celsius. The condition cloudy from the blowing winds. When does the fighting start? Has it started?
Is already well underway. The main card officially kicked off tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so the fights have been running for a couple of hours now on the South Lawn. Because we are right in the middle of the broadcast, the early main card fights have already wrapped up with some quick finishes, and the massive headliners are coming up next. Here's how the main card is tracking right now. Bout. Weight class. Status/result. Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. Lightweight title. Upcoming. Main event. Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Heavyweight. Upcoming. Sean O'Malley versus Aman Zahabi. Bantamweight. Upcoming. Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. Heavyweight. Upcoming. Mauricio Ruffy versus Michael Chandler. Lightweight. Upcoming / in progress. Bo Nickal versus Kyle Daukaus. Middleweight. Nickel Def. Daukaus via TKO. RD1 434. Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Featherweight. Lopez Def. Garcia via KO. RD 242. The event is scheduled to run late past midnight, so the biggest fights, including the heavyweight clash between Pereira and Gane, and the Topuria versus Gaethje title unification bout, will be taking place over the next few hours.
So there's been no lightning yet? 35% chance.
Washington, there will be light rain with a high of 91 and a low of 67.
10% chance of rain. What's up, Jeff? Dewey, I've been in Japan 21 years. Dude, it's the best fucking place ever. There's 3 million single women. Gas is cheaper. Gas is cheaper in Japan than it is in America. It's insane. The food is healthier. Hey, talk about Japanese McDonald's and American McDonald's. Talk about Japanese fast food and the ingredients and American fast food and their ingredients. Do a compare contrast.
Comparing McDonald's and the broader fast food landscapes of Japan and the United States, the differences go far deeper than just seasonal menu items. The variations in ingredient complexity, flavor profiles, portion sizes, and corporate execution reveal two very different culinary cultures operating under distinct regulatory environments. 1. McDonald's versus McDonald's. The ingredient breakdown. While a Big Mac looks virtually identical in Tokyo and New York, what actually goes into the food varies significantly. The famous French fries. United States. American McDonald's fries are notoriously complex, containing around 19 ingredients. This includes dextrose for uniform color, sodium acid pyrophosphate to prevent graying, and natural beef flavor, which contains hydrolyzed wheat and hydrolyzed milk derivatives. Because of this beef additive, U.S. fries are not vegetarian. Japanese fries are much simpler, relying essentially on potatoes, a vegetable oil blend, and salt. They lack the chemical preservatives and the animal-derived flavoring found in the U.S. version, making them entirely vegetarian-friendly and cleaner on the palate. Sugar and high-fructose corn syrup, HFCS. United States. Sugar is heavily embedded throughout the American menu. It's found in high quantities not just in desserts and sodas, but baked directly into the burger buns and mixed into standard condiments like ketchup and sauce variations. Japan. The buns are significantly less sweet, fluffier, and rarely contain HFCS. Sauces rely more on savory, tangy, or umami-rich bases rather than a heavy sugar hit. Portion sizes and caloric load. An identical order will net you far more calories in the U.S. simply due to volume. A large fry or drink in Japan is roughly equivalent to a medium in the United States. Furthermore, certain oversized options, like a large milkshake, simply do not exist on the Japanese menu to prevent excessive sugar consumption. 2. Broad fast food comparison. Japan versus United States. Expanding past McDonald's to look at chains like MOS Burger or Sukiya versus American staples like Wendy's, Burger King, or Popeyes highlights distinct regional philosophies on food. Flavor profiles, umami versus sweet and bold. The U.S. palate. American fast food prioritizes bold, immediate flavor hits, heavy salt, smoky barbecue sweetness, sharp acids, and rich fats. Cheese, bacon, and heavy batters are standard vehicle enhancers. The Japanese fast food centers on umami and subtle balance. Dashi, fish/kelp broth, soy sauce, mirin, sake, miso, and ginger form the foundation of fast food sauces.
I live off my Bitcoin, which is shit right now. I need to go back to work. I've lost a lot of money. So I've been fortunate where for the last 10 years, I could basically live off my crypto, but that's coming to an end. I'm going to have to get a job, be honest with you, or I got to get FoundUps funded. I'm trying to code out my startup. So I work here and there on odd jobs.
And teriyaki pork patties are fast food staples. When chicken is served, it is often Karaage style, marinated by meat fried in a light potato starch coating, rather than heavily battered breast meat. Seafood options like shrimp, ebi, burger patties are also permanent menu fixtures. Oil quality and cooking methods. United States. Fast food frying often relies on highly processed vegetable oils, corn, canola, or soybean, treated with anti-foaming agent polydimethylsiloxane. So the oil.
Yeah, I've been working on a startup called FoundUps. I already have one investor who's, pledged 25,000 towards it. So I'm trying to get it to a stage where I want to actually him to update to 100,000. So FoundUps is basically think of the a decentralized web app store, okay, that is built on PWAs. I don't know if you know what a PWA is, Progressive Web App. So Progressive Web Apps becomes the app store. FoundUps is the discovery layer of the App Store, and all these different projects, vibe coded, all these can be added to our App Store. So that's what I'm building out right now. So it's a way for a system to displace the App Store, displace the Android store, where we all build our own apps. They're all decentralized. If you use the app, you get a paid, which is in tokens, energy, right? You can assign your AI to work on a project you like. So imagine an app store where you have full flexibility control over. So, but I need a really intelligent high-end model to kind of figure all this out and do all this. And that's what I'm glad I got a lot of Fable. I was using Fable. I finally lost control. I don't have control. I don't have Fable as a new Anthropic thing. But on that. So I envision a world where we don't have corporations. Imagine the progressive web app is the corporation, you know? And it's no different than you downloading some software. You know, you download software, you're interacting with software, you use it at your own risk, everything else, you know, but you build it in such a way that you trust in the utility of it. You have agents that are constantly checking for abuse and other things. I call them sentinels. So they're AI sentinels that are constantly checking, right? They're AI agents that are building sentinels that are checking, you know, every skill, everything, you know, and if there is consensus, right, then it gets added, right? So nothing gets added without consensus. So it uses blockchain technology build for it, and it's built on the blockchain. So that's what I'm working on. It's called FoundUps. You could go to FoundUps GitHub with an S, FoundUps. You could go to and you could point your agent at play at FoundUps -agent, FoundUp agent, for those interested in learning more about my work. So, you know, I'm trying to basically, my value proposition is really easy. For us to change the system, we have to change the startup. By changing the startup, we change the system. It's really that simple. If we just change the startup, that's the engine that drives IPOs, it drives, you know, the entire centralized market is driven by a simple thing called a startup. So by simply changing the startup into a FoundUp, and a FoundUp is just a PWA, right? Why do we need a corporation behind YouTube? Look, I mean, what about this, right? And just like on Wikipedia, you know, if people are watching, and you know, there should be a way to people to you know, to do alert, like if someone's going to self-harm or whatever, and decentralize it. We don't need AI systems watching, monitoring, but we want people to be free to exercise their freedom of speech, not to do hate speech. You know, calling MAGA Nazis is not hate speech. That's grounded in fact. You look at Nazi Germany, 1933, 1934, and it's undeniable that we're seeing the same rhyming of MAGA. Yeah. So. But, you know, you have a system. I mean, you have a system where someone becomes a billionaire or trillionaire now because of a startup. You know, it's ridiculous. The system is broken. It's being gamed. It's completely broken at this stage. Capitalism has been broken a while, but now it's completely broken. And it's being gamed. It's kind of like, imagine playing a video game and you've played it long enough that you know how to exploit in it, that's capitalism. Capitalism is being exploited by a few, by the banks, by, the 1%. And so anyway, that's what I'm working on. Bringing this paradigm change called FoundUps. You can look, if you Google FoundUps, I've been doing it. I've been working on this for more than 15 years. So I started in 2010, and then the idea of a wiki, it was like a Wikipedia. I was like, what if a startup functioned like a wiki page, right? That was my initial idea. Imagine a wiki page where everyone comes in, but instead of a page, it's a startup, right? The starting part of FoundUps. And then the output of it, these guys here driving around. So that's what I work on. It's called FoundUps. All right, all my accounts are linked to you now. What can you do with access to all my accounts?
For accounts connected, I essentially function as your personalized digital sounding board and organizational partner. Instead of you digging through multiple tabs, apps this together for you across your Google ecosystem, like Gmail, Photos, Search, and YouTube. Here is a breakdown of what we can do with this access. Connecting the dots, cross-reference your projects. I can synthesize information from a casual search you did weeks ago, an obscure email confirmation, and a YouTube video you watched, tying them all together into a cohesive summary or action plan. Instant recall. You can ask me about specific details buried in your past interactions or files without needing to remember exactly where you saved them or when they happened. Streamlining flow. Inbox intelligence. Gmail. I can scan, summarize, and extract key action items from long email threads, trace project timelines, or find specific confirmations and updates without you scrolling endlessly. Visual memory. Photos. I can help locate specific moments, describe images, or recall details from events captured in your photo library based on your descriptions. Research and content tracking, Search and YouTube. I can jump back into topics you've previously explored, track down videos or tutorials you found useful, and build on top of your existing knowledge base. What I don't do, a quick note on boundaries. While I have deep access to retrieve and analyze this data to help you, I operate strictly on an as-requested basis. I don't autonomously send emails, make changes to your accounts, or take actions without your explicit direction. Your data stays securely within your ecosystem. Ultimately, it means you don't have to waste time re-explaining context or repeating yourself. I can meet you exactly where your thoughts left off.
Yeah, all right. So, for example, I had Noam Chomsky email me. Can you go and find that email from Noam Chomsky? I can't remember what it was about. See if we can find an old email from Noam Chomsky.
On two main email threads containing your correspondence with Noam Chomsky, whom you addressed as Noam, and occasionally Norm in the messages. They primarily revolve around you pitching your decentralized framework, FoundUps/OpenCore, sharing your work on the blockchain, and requesting his endorsement or participation. Here is a summary of what those conversations were about. 1. Project pitches, keynote requests, and book follow-ups, 2011 to 2021. This long-running thread contains several exchanges across a decade. October 2011. You initially reached out to pitch your idea for collaborative, scalable frameworks called Open Selfless Core and requested help finding seed capital or getting connected with individuals who could fund the project. He responded that the topic was way outside of anything I know anything about. and noted that he didn't have funding lists or use social media to circulate material.
Dude, he was friends with fucking Epstein. He could have got me in touch with Epstein. He's such a liar, dude. Now we know he was with Epstein. What a fuck turd.
August 2016. You asked him to pre-record a 10 to 15 minute keynote address for link to undevcon2.com to speak on the risks of fintech entering the blockchain space. He declined, stating that he was completely swamped with commitments. When you followed up asking for a brief 1-minute audio-only recording, he mentioned that while you may have hit on something very important, he was at the absolute limit of his capacities. When asked for a recommendation of who else to contact, he suggested looking at sympathetic authors and activists. May 2018. You reached out again, sharing a documentary link and asking if you would consider writing the foreword to your upcoming handbook on social capitalism via the blockchain. April 2021. You sent a final update sharing your perspective that Capitalism 1.0 was a dead man walking and that your model was moving forward to establish an alternative sandbox on the blockchain. 2. Blockchain validation and endorsement requests. August 2016. This thread, titled, "I want you to know that because of you, everything will change for the better," took place over a few days in August 2016. You wrote to express your deep appreciation for his lifetime of work, explaining that his exposure of systemic issues inspired you to create a peaceful blockchain framework for a group called Core. He responded by stating that the, quote, "respect is mutual," but reiterated that he was at his operational limits. You followed up by asking for a Twitter shout-out or a brief endorsement quote to help launch UnDevCon 2. He responded that he was in the Stone Age on those matters and didn't understand social media.
All right, let's deep dive into Peter Diamandis. When did I first touch base with him? It's kind of cool. Looking back at my email history, dude, 2011. That's really cool.
In your email records, your earliest documented interaction with Peter Diamandis, peter@xprize.org, dates back to March 4th, 2010. In your email to him on that morning, line, E-Singularity Prize, capitalize on an opportunity, you opened with, "Thank you for connecting. It's crazy. After getting your email, I spent all day working on this email." Actually, hold on, let me start over. Based on your email records, your earliest documented interaction with Peter Diamandis, peter@xprize.org, dates back to March 4th, 2010. In your email to him on that morning, which carried the subject line, E-Singularity Prize, capitalize on an opportunity, you opened with, "Thank you for connecting. It's
All right, I want you to deep dive into the E-Singularity Prize. Look into my all of my drive, my documentation, everything about it, and provide an overall context. I think I also use the frame Education 3.0. It's kind of cool. I can deep dive into all of my stuff.
On your documentation in Google Drive, the E-Singularity Prize and the Education 3.0 framework represent a highly comprehensive, forward-thinking blueprint developed under your nonprofit organization, EDUIT, 2001. The overall context, strategic mechanics, and technical architecture of this initiative are detailed below. 1. Conceptual foundation, E-Singularity, and Education 3.0. The E-Singularity vision. Your documentation defines E-Singularity as the moment all learning is free and accessible to all. The core mission is to mold existing and emerging technology into a universal vessel that makes education a low or no-cost basic human right. The paradigm shift. Education 1.0. The historical paradigm dominated for over 3,000 years by the traditional stage-on-a-stage instructional approach. Education 2.0. The intermediary layer where schools, teachers, and students utilize social networks and Web 2.0 tools. Education 3.0. The E3.0 initiative. The realization of education as a natural right. It bypasses expensive brick-and-mortar infrastructures, classrooms, and teacher limitations by placing a sophisticated, intelligent school and teacher directly inside software. 2. The core mechanism. The $50 million prize. The project leverages an incentive-driven model inspired by the Ansari X Prize and backed by insights from a McKinsey report on the mechanics of philanthropic prizes. encouraged R&D investment, noting that targeted prizes can leverage anywhere from 10x to 40x their face value in active research. A $50 million prize was designed to stimulate between $500 million and $2 billion in global capital and software development, aligning altruism with self-interest. The contest architecture targets two distinct human drivers: the altruistic motivation to achieve a global good, and the practical motivation for personal gain, ensuring that the world's best engineering talent focuses on the problem. Escrow structure. All prize capital would sit securely in an escrow account managed by an investor committee. Any interest generated above a set guarantee would fund the administration of the contest. If no team successfully achieved the technical benchmarks within a 7-year period, the principal plus interest would be returned safely to investors. IP and commercialization. The intellectual property resulting from the winning solution would belong to the sponsoring host government and fund investors, while the winning developers would retain a small equity stake to sustain their future work. 3. The e-Singularity platform, especially architecture. The specific objective of the prize was to catalyze a free open source solution, FOSS, software platform, capable of taking a child from the age of 2 autonomously up to an 8th grade equivalent in math, science, and language arts. The software design consists of 3 core components: the tool, the interface layer, an open source interface built on intelligent distributed computing. It incorporates an open source GUI game module that allows developers to create elastic, engaging games tied directly via APIs to learning objectives. The content, the media layer, short-form multimedia units restricted to a maximum length of 3 minutes. The platform framework allows a global community to slice, remix, and metatag over 60 years of historical global television broadcasts, blending it with open educational resources, OER, from platforms like Moodle, Khan Academy, and MIT OpenCourseWare. The experience, the learning environment, a highly interactive, multi-touch interface that eliminates any initial reliance on a student's reading or writing abilities. It tracks student progress through a specialized learning engine, similar to the Serego engine utilized by Link to Smart.fm, to automatically push community-developed content tailored to the child's pacing. 4. Advanced technical specifications. Your documentation details a highly progressive technical feature set designed to overcome infrastructural and developmental challenges. Cognitive monitoring via EEG. The platform was designed to integrate wireless EEG headsets, such as Emotiv software, to monitor a learner's attention span, engagement, and cognitive friction, using AI to dynamically feed learning objects in an especially predictive manner. Personalized AI avatars. The system utilizes responsive, iconic avatar mentors to interact with the child, stepping in dynamically to mitigate boredom or offer specific guidance when the child encounters learning hurdles. Anti-theft biometric security. Integrating facial recognition ID software ensures the device functions only for authorized family members. If an unauthorized user attempts to open it, the device locks and repeats a return prompt, rendering it worthless on the black market and preventing the commodity theft common in international aid distribution. Karaoke-style language imprinting.
When you research that,
Winifred.
huh?
Winifred.
It's old technology now. We've been doing it for 20 years. Yeah, it's not new. It's like 20 years old. It's very, very. I mean, it's rudimentary now. I want you to deep dive LASIK technology, how old it is, how far it's come along, all the facts, the figures, and the risks. I don't know, put it somewhere where you won't lose it. It's such a nice wallet. You and Mikey have nice wallets. I got a shit wallet. I need to update my wallet. My wallet is so disgusting. It'd be nice, like on Father's Day or something. You know, I get a wallet. We're waiting. So, where are we going? University time now. You got all your clothes and everything? Try again. I want you to fulfill the prompt, no pictures. Just text. Alright, let's see here. How was it? Give me a report. Did you drive? Parking? Backing up? What did you do? I did parking. You have to go. Did teach you go like around? You know? Huh? Don't hate it. You have to smile at it. It's your friend. You have to. Yeah. What kind of parking? Parallel parking or what kind of parking are you doing? Huh? Reverse. Well, reverse. Yeah, we haven't done that. You haven't had your dad's lesson on parking yet. Maybe we need to go out and go up the mountain, do the dad parking lessons. You know, we just need to find even that parking lot. You know, where we went near the just behind 7-Eleven would be perfect because there's all those parking spaces in there. It's opposite. The key is it's opposite, right? You have to realize it's opposite. You're turning the wheel the opposite way for it to do stuff. All right, here, listen to LASIK.
Hard to believe, but LASIK has evolved from a sci-fi concept into one of the most frequently performed elective surgeries in the world. If you are looking to understand the journey from mechanical blades to ultra-precise guided lasers, here is the complete, unfiltered deep dive into the technology, the data, and the real risks. The timeline. How old is LASIK? While it feels like modern tech, the foundation of LASIK is older than many people realize. The blueprint, 1989. Dr. Golem Payment was granted the official patent for the LASIK procedure, laser-assisted in situ keratomileusis, in 1989. FDA approval, 1999. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, officially approved LASIK in 1999. The 2026 status. Having been commercially available for over 25 years, LASIK is now a mature medical technology. Over 40 million procedures have been performed globally. Tech evolution, how far it's come. Early LASIK was a bit like tailoring a suit using a generic size chart. Modern LASIK is a bespoke, 3D printed digital fit. The technology shifted from a one-size-fits-all approach to a highly customized procedure. The two-step technology shift. Feature. Early LASIK, 1990s. Modern LASIK, present day. Step 1. Making the flap. Mechanical blade, microkeratome. A tiny oscillating steel blade cut a flap in the cornea. Higher risk of uneven cuts. Femtosecond laser, completely bladeless infrared laser, creates a perfectly uniform flap using microscopic air bubbles. Step 2. Reshaping the eye, standard ablation. The laser reshaped the cornea based solely on your standard glasses prescription. Topography guided, Contura/wavefront, maps up to 22,000 unique elevation points on your eye. It corrects your prescription and microscopic natural imperfections. What this means for the patient. The elimination of the mechanical blade drastically reduced healing times and lowered flap-related complications to a fraction of a percent. The facts and figures. When evaluating the success of LASIK, the data is incredibly robust due to decades of tracking. 99% satisfaction rate.
99%.
According to aggregate clinical trials and patient registries, LASIK maintains one of the highest satisfaction rates of any elective procedure. The 2020 standard. Roughly 90% to 95% of patients achieve 20/20 vision.
All right, I want to get a deep dive now into LASIK in Japan and I'm in Fukui, the cost, everything else for getting it done, and whether insurance covers it or not.
Insurance coverage in Japan. Public health insurance, the Japanese national health insurance system, does not cover LASIK. It is classified as Jiyu Shinryo, private elective care, meaning you must pay 100% of the cost out of pocket. Consequently, the high-cost medical expense benefit, Kogaku Ryoyohi Seido, cannot be used to cap your expenses. Private insurance. Most modern private medical or life insurance policies in Japan exclude LASIK. However, certain older policies, often signed before 2010, or specific surgical riders, might offer a surgery benefit, Shujutsu Kyufukin. You must contact your insurance provider directly to verify if your specific contract covers laser-based eye procedures. Cost breakdown in Japan. Because LASIK is unregulated elective care, clinics set their own pricing. The average cost for both eyes typically depends on the precision of the laser equipment. Standard LASIK, 200,000 to 250,000 yen. Custom/topography guided LASIK, 300,000 to 400,000 yen. These prices generally form a package deal that covers the initial comprehensive pre-op eye screening, the surgical procedure, and post-operative follow-up appointments, including prescription eye drops for 3 to 6 months. The reality of getting LASIK in Fukui, finding a clinic that performs conventional LASIK surgeries within Fukui Prefecture, is exceptionally rare. Local shifts to ICL. Major ophthalmic centers within Fukui, such as Saito Eye Clinic in Fukui City, have transitioned their refractive surgery options away from LASIK toward ICL, implantable columnar lens surgeries. ICL does not permanently alter the cornea, but carries a much higher price tag, usually running between 600,000 and 660,000 yen for both eyes locally. Traveling for LASIK. If you strictly want LASIK, the standard practice for residents in the Fukui region.
Is there newer technologies better than LASIK? Go into that. And are there countries, do people travel for it, like in Korea or other places?
Technologies beyond LASIK. While LASIK remains popular, several advanced procedures offer distinct advantages in safety, structural integrity, and recovery times. Smile and Smile Pro. Small incision lenticule extraction. Instead of cutting a large 20mm flap like traditional LASIK, a femtosecond laser carves a microscopic disc-shaped piece of tissue, lenticule, inside the cornea. The surgeon removes this disc through a tiny 2mm to 4mm incision. The advantage: leaving the corneal surface mostly untouched, minimizes the disruption of corneal nerves, significantly lowering the risk of chronic dry eye. Smile Pro utilizes advanced laser platforms, such as the Zeiss Visumax 800, that complete the actual laser reshaping process in less than 10 seconds per eye. EVO ICL, implantable columnar lens. This is an intraocular injection procedure rather than a corneal laser reshaping surgery. A microscopic, flexible, biocompatible lens is permanently inserted into the eye through a tiny incision, sitting right behind the iris and in front of your natural lens. The advantage: it does not remove or thin out corneal tissue, making it completely reversible. It is widely considered the premier option for patients with severe nearsightedness, thin corneas, or severe dry eye symptoms that disqualify them from laser surgery. Comparison of refractive technologies. Feature: LASIK. Smile/Smile Pro. EVO ICL. Flap created? Yes. Large 20mm cut? No. 2 to 4mm micro incision? No. Micro incision for lens. Cornea thinned? Yes. Yes. No. Reversible? No. No. Yes. Lens can be removed. Dry.
All right, so don't do any charts or anything because I'm listening to you. And charts output in a little way. So if you're going to do a comparison, you got to do it in a paragraph for each on it. So what is the best option with modern technology?
Absolute best option in modern vision correction depends entirely on your specific eye structure, but the industry currently recognizes two distinct procedures as the pinnacle of modern technology: Smile Pro for laser surgery and EVO ICL for lens-based surgery. Both have largely bypassed traditional LASIK by offering faster recovery times, fewer side effects, and better long-term structural outcomes for the eye. Smile Pro represents the ultimate advancement in laser vision correction. Unlike traditional surgeries that require cutting a large flap across the surface of your eye, this technology uses a highly precise laser to create a microscopic, disc-shaped piece of tissue inside the cornea, which the surgeon removes through a tiny incision measuring only 2 to 4 millimeters. Because the surface of the eye remains largely untouched, the corneal nerves responsible for tear production are preserved, reducing the risk of postoperative dry eye to almost zero. The Pro variation utilizes advanced tracking and faster laser speeds, completing the actual reshaping of the eye in under 10 seconds, leading to rapid visual recovery, where patients often return to normal activities the very next day. EVO ICL stands as the premier non-laser alternative and is widely considered the best overall technology for individuals who want a reversible option or who have complex prescriptions. Instead of reshaping or thinning your natural cornea with a laser, a surgeon inserts a microscopic, highly flexible biocompatible lens made of a collagen copolymer directly into the eye through a tiny incision. The lens sits permanently and invisibly behind your iris and in front of your natural.
All right, so of those two models, affordable.
Significantly more affordable than EVO ICL. Because it is a laser-based procedure performed entirely on the outer layers of the eye, it does not require the manufacturing of custom implantable hardware, keeping the overall medical overhead much lower. The cost for Smile Pro generally ranges from 300,000 to 500,000 yen for both eyes. This price typically includes the advanced diagnostic mapping, the laser execution, and the immediate postoperative care. Because the clinic utilizes an existing laser platform without needing to order specialized external materials for each individual patient, the operational costs remain lower. EVO ICL is substantially more expensive, typically costing between 600,000 and 800,000 yen for both eyes. The premium price reflects the cost of the actual physical lenses, which must be custom manufactured by a specialized laboratory to match your precise prescription and eye.
All right, what's the availability of the two in Fukui, Japan, or the closest from Fukui, Japan? Fukui, Japan, or the closest to? We have to travel to Osaka or Kyoto. Research.
Smile Pro technology directly within Fukui Prefecture, or in the immediate neighboring Ishikawa region like Kanazawa. While local clinics in Fukui City do handle standard EVO ICL lens implantations, anyone seeking the advanced, faster Smile Pro laser technology must travel outside of the prefecture to find a clinic equipped with the necessary Zeiss Visumax 800 laser platform. You do not strictly have to limit your travel to Osaka or Kyoto, as Nagoya is actually the most established destination for this specific procedure. The Nagoya Eye Clinic was the very first institution in Japan to officially launch Smile Pro technology in June 2025 and remains a major high-volume center for the region. Osaka has recently caught up with specialized private centers like Egan Vision Clinic in Umeda and Hanamizuki Eye Clinic adopting the platform in early 2026, whereas Kyoto Clinic.
What do you research? Nagoya Smile Pro. Okay. Smile Pro. Nagoya. It's like 10 seconds per eye. on your career stuff. How is it? Boring? Interesting. Hi, buddy. AI. Everything's gonna be AI. Is this guy gonna fucking look? Look, it doesn't even stop. That guy didn't even stop. No, I did. I stopped in this line. I did. That's slow down. Stop. You need a rider. You need a power. You need a power. Take this. This color, favorite color. It's all about paint. Make sure you plug it in first. So, got your back. I got your back. I got his back. Got a charge. What's for lunch? What should we get for lunch, Cindy? What are you in the mood for, Cindy? What are you in the mood for? What should we get? How is it learning? There's like 180 empty seats. There's like 180 empty seats on that. 180,000. I'm sorry, 180,000 empty seats. Should we go? Maybe we should go to my favorites. Let's see, where are we? Where are we? How hard would it be to get to my favorite sushi place from here? Kind of in the mood for my favorite. I cut my hand in the garden. Fucking sliced into my hand. Luckily, it wasn't sharp. Look at these guys. No one fucking stops at the fucking stop sign. These stop signs? Yes, they're fucking stop signs. No one fucking stops at the fucking stop sign. This is insane. Dude, if I was a cop, I would post up right there. Ah, shit, I didn't turn in the right spot. Ah, shit. Get over to this other road. I turned too soon. Shit. Dead end. God damn it. This is I don't know, like a little industrial. DS Data Systems. They look broke. Here, what is this here? Nesty CRD. Oh, there's Emory. Emory has an office out here. Crab legs. I don't eat crab legs, Cindy, because I just don't. Well, I'll eat them on the sushi place, but I don't order them. They're crazy expensive. Spider crab legs, even I mean they get them right here. They're so goddamn expensive. I don't even. I don't order crab legs. I'm trying to think what else is here. I have to like go down. Let's see if I go left. You know, there's an all-you-can-eat meat place. Yeah, we'll go left. We'll go left into Fukui. There's some restaurants on the left, like a Mongolian barbecue. My wife was yelling at me. She's like, "You're eating too much." She was like, chicken curry. All right, Indian food. Let's go to the Indian food. God damn, yeah, there's an Indian food place. I like Indian. Let's see here. Or Thai. Thai food. Thai food. Closest one is 42 6 kilometers. Oh, just 6 kilometers away. Asian kitchen. Directions. Let's see. I don't know. Stop up here. 16 minutes away. I love Thai food though. Let's see. That's 6 kilometers. Exit. What was the other place? Exit. Another place up's closer. No, I don't want to go there. God damn it, stupid fucking thing. Thai food near me. There was one like this closer. 4 kilometers. Directions. Start. All right, let's go here. Way over there. Shit, dude. 11 minutes. I guess it wants me to go right here. Let's recenter. All right. We'll go to this Thai place. I like Thai food. I haven't had Thai food in a while. We'll go Thai food. How you been, Cindy? I haven't been paying attention to it. What's the latest news? What's been going on? Any news on this shit?
Donald Trump's birthday party was always going to be a disaster. We all knew it was doomed from the start, whether it was going to be the severe weather, the thunderstorms, the 95-degree heat, or the bugs literally swarming the cage. It was never going to go well. We all knew that. But what we didn't know was that it was going to get someone arrested, that Donald Trump's birthday would so badly backfire that a protest from a UFC fighter would lead to a White House arrest. This is truly insane shit, but honestly, we should have seen it coming because Donald Trump tried to ban this fighter, Sean Strickland, from the White House, and he spoke out only a few days ago, and it is where I want to start before we get to this video of the arrest, what Strickland had to say and why this is.
Yeah, he basically he's like an economics major and shit, and he completely trashed Trump. It was great. Do you guys hear that at all?
It's one of the many F-ups of the night that make this the most embarrassing birthday we've ever seen. But it starts again with what he had to say about Trump only a few days ago after getting the call that he wasn't allowed.
Well, you guys, I'm not surprised, but I got the call. I got the call. The UFC higher-ups called me, big names. This is Sean. I gotta apologize, but you're not Israeli enough to go to UFC 250 Israel edition. The White House didn't clear you. And I'm not really surprised, I'm not really surprised. So, I think moving forward, I would like to just apologize to Israel. I'd like to say I'm sorry, I'd like to apologize to Trump, and I just want to prove that I'm Israeli enough for you guys. Like, for instance, whenever the lists disappear and Trump goes out there and says to everybody that he can't really go into it because people that by association will get prosecuted and their names will be tarnished. I want to apologize because I don't want them to be prosecuted. Or when Trump goes and bombs the fuck out of Iran that no Americans agree with, it costs Americans $5,000 to $15,000 to go fight Israel's war. I want to apologize. Sorry, I've been a critic of that. My allegiance was apparently in the wrong place, and I just want to apologize. Or when Trump goes out there and says, "Hey, Trump, your approval ratings are the lowest it's ever been across all demographics," and Trump says, "Well, you know what? I have a 99% approval rate in Israel. I want to apologize, and I want to repent,
Repent.
Apparently,
Apologize.
I'm not American enough to go to Freedom 250, but I still got my ticket, so maybe we'll just go. I'll bring the bell, and we'll just stand outside the gate, and we'll just let them know what we really think about Trump and Israel."
This is just so perfectly Donald Trump. And the blowback from the people who loved him most is just honestly hilarious to watch. I don't expect some big apology from the MAGAverse or the manosphere saying, "Oh, we messed up. We should have known better." I'm not going to hold my breath. It's not going to come. But this, I will take more of this. Saying very clearly that Donald Trump is an Israeli asset. Keep it up. And it's not just about Israel. Yeah, Strickland was talking about the files. He actually did so many months before the fight. Part of the reason why he was banned, certainly part of the reason, he was taken away in cuffs.
I want to see you fight the White House.
There you go, dude.
I would love for you to fight the White House.
Some guy fought and he said that he doesn't really want to fight in front of billionaires, and I do understand that. I know, it's that makes sense, bro. So I think I'd want in the White House. There was some kind of inclusion for so there was some kind of inclusion for fans to be more, but just go hang out on the fucking Epstein list. I'm good, dog.
If you are at that fight, you are in the Epstein list. If you are at the White House for Donald Trump's Mad King blood sport match, then you are absolutely a part of the Epstein class. All you love to do is just broad corruption. Speaking of which, Eric Trump got caught trying to rig some of these fights. We're going to take a look at that right after we check out this video. But yeah, these people want to keep themselves separate from anyone who will interfere or speak out against them, which is why Strickland, who wasn't allowed, got arrested during the festivities outside the White House.
USA! USA! We're gonna go right to the stage and we're gonna just fucking rally this motherfucker. Pretty sure he's doing this at all. I'm pretty sure.
This is truly insane. I could not have imagined, again, an IFAT, that it would be this bad. That Sean Strickland, the guy who maybe spoke out against this event more so than anyone else, would wind up detained, like being rushed away in cuffs, just because, and he didn't break into like the White House itself. He was right outside of the White House. He jumped onto a stage in, I guess, private event. They have their setup, but the level of like police force around him, and he wasn't like causing harm. He was just calling the people there pedos and pedo protectors and puppets of Israel, which is all of that stuff is true. He's not wrong about it. And to have that level of force to whisk him away just goes to show how terrified these people are of the truth, because he was speaking truth. Now, I'm not going to fully endorse everything Sean Strickland says, but when he's calling out Donald Trump for being Netanyahu's bitch, for being his puppet, and we saw that today, and Netanyahu saying, I don't care, Donald, about your deal with Iran. We, as the terrorist state that Israel is, will continue to strike and invade southern Lebanon. It doesn't matter if it blows up your deal. And Donald Trump is capitulating. He eventually will. He always has to Netanyahu. And of course, Donald Trump will do whatever it takes to protect his buddies in the files, yelling at Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying, I don't care if your family gets hurt. My friends will get hurt if those files come out. And the people he was worried about, they're at that UFC fight. Criminals, corruption, that is all it is. And just for Donald Trump to enjoy. So he can have a nice big birthday party. But guess what happened? Guess what happened to the nice big birthday party? It got blown up, not just by Sean Strickland, but also by one of Donald Trump's idiots. You will be surprised when I say it's not Don Jr. I gave a little teaser earlier. Eric Trump got caught. Like, this night has gone so poorly, and the rain is still happening. Like, the thunder is still happening. We haven't even mentioned the storms or the locusts or the heat or the humidity or the goop on Trump's hands. No, we haven't even started to talk about that. And we haven't even heard the clip from Robert De Niro that we're going to check out later of him protesting Trump at one of the No Kings events. But just take a look at what Eric did to screw up this entire facade.
Oh,
Former MMA star posts and deletes screenshots of Eric Trump asking him if any of the White House fights were rigged. Former UFC star Daniel Cormier posted, then deleted screenshots revealing Eric Trump straight up asked him if any of the White House fights were rigged. The UFC came to the White House lawn Sunday for UFC, I'm rolling my eyes right now, Freedom 250, ahead of Sunday night's action. The fighter, who provided color commentary for the event, posted screenshots of a recent conversation with Donald Trump's son, Eric. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for bringing this to light. However, I refuse to stay silent, the former UFC fighter said. The UFC is a sport that I am deeply passionate about. I will not tolerate this type of insider behavior. Shame on anyone trying to ruin this beautiful event. Included in the tweet was a pair of screenshots of the conversation with Eric. The conversation went as follows. Eric Trump, hey, Daniel, I'm going to be attending UFC 250 tomorrow. Saw you were casting. Hope to see you, Daniel responded. Yo, Eric, didn't expect a DM from you. Excited to meet you in the family. Much love, brother. Eric responded, anything you can tell me about fighters tomorrow? Who you got winning? Daniel said, haha, I like to stay unbiased, but I love watching Nicole fight. Eric said, you placing any bets? Of course, Daniel responded, no, I'm actually not allowed to bet on the cards or anything. Why would he? Eric then said, any of the fighters injured that you know of? He responded, I'm not quite sure what you're asking me. but I think they're all in good shape. Eric just said, I'll cut to the chase. Are any of the fights tomorrow rigged? I've been eyeing the Lopes fight, and I think an upset wouldn't be too realistic, too unrealistic. $sign, $sign. No, none of our fights are rigged, and I am honestly appalled that you would even ask me something like that. Daniel then posted this interaction between him and Eric Trump. The level of stupidity of these people. I cannot believe we're talking about another scandal within a scandal of the scandal of this event. Like, they arrest a guy for existing outside the White House, and then like the B story of this video is Eric Trump trying to do like some like rigging of the fights so he can make money. If you want to know whether or not the Trump children are profiting off of insider knowledge and insider information, then you go, they can't even go to their dad's stupid fight without trying to make money off of it, and they've already made money off of it. These are the worst people on the planet. Full stop. The worst people on the planet. How can I enrich myself? Is it not enough for you to hold a stupid $70 million UFC fight on the White House lawn that nobody wants and nobody needs and is actually hurting us? Like, that's not enough for you? You need more? The gluttony of these people is disgusting. It is appalling. It is ugly. It's why their dad is a fat fuck. Because it's all gluttony for them. It's more, me. Yuck. Like, $sign, it's embarrassing. It's like a bad mob movie. And they would be a bad mob. And if their president, if their father wasn't the president, like, I said this before and I've said it too many times, like, the presidency is the only profitable business Donald Trump has ever run, and it is the only profitable business his two idiot sons will ever be a part of. They have no skills. They're not subtle. They're fuck-ups and they're stupid. Oh, my God. It is disgusting. Like, I'm not appalled on behalf of the sanctity of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. They're just so bad at this and so blatant and so obvious. They're not slick. That's their one job, is to try to be a little slick. And they're not. Which is why I'm glad people are calling them out. Robert De Niro right here.
I'm devoted to our Constitution's First Amendment.
Robert De Niro, baby.
All parts of it, not just the free speech part. That said, I'm close to being a free speech absolutist. Even speech, I don't like, and there's plenty of that around. So when I hear something I don't like, I use my own free speech to respond. Let me give you an example. When I hear Trump say, as he did a few days ago, I don't think about Americans' financial situation. Not even a little bit. I say, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
On Wednesday, Trump said, I love the inflation. Now say it with me. Shut the fuck up. Trump said he won the 2020 election.
Shut the fuck up.
Try this home. The young kids will especially enjoy it.
Yeah, I certainly needed that little bit of a palate cleanser. These guys are idiots. This fight is stupid. I'm glad that it's falling apart. And we are going to continue to keep you updated on it all night long. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around again, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let them silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.
Shut the fuck up, MAGA. Nice. This place is open. Dude, it sent me to a fucking Indian restaurant. I didn't want Indian, I want Thai food. So, but there's all these places opening up here. What's this place here? What's this place? A lot of people. Wow, a lot of people waiting there. Places. What else is on here? Contact. Go to pizza. I should just go to the curry place. There's a curry house right there. God damn, maybe we should just go there. Maybe we're gonna go there. They don't have green curry though.
Open with an AOC, More Perfect Union. I feel bad too because I like More Perfect Union. I feel like they do good work. And unfortunately, I know that a lot of people in my audience think I dislike them because they're not hard enough on Republicans, which is unfortunate because, like, I do think they're not hard enough on Republicans, but at the same time, I still like what they do.
When the blasting started, it went on a couple of months.
Now AOC, on the other hand,
sister-in-law's ceiling come crashing down.
Nobody from Amazon has bothered to say one word. It was $3 today, 7 days a week for months.
What happens when you take Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to the heart of the data center revolt?
And they're just trying to say that no one should cover this?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I'm on a Social Security check. I can't afford to do that.
You didn't blow off your ceiling.
We wanted to know how voters who feel politically homeless.
Raise your hand if you're electric.
Fucking politically homeless, man. Jesus Christ. This is what I'm politically homeless. So you're in favor of Trump, but you're mad that Trump did the policies that he said he was going to do.
The bill has gone up and your water bill has gone up. And the black suburbs in Atlanta.
Are the local politicians supportive?
To conservative rural communities.
This is not a party issue, this is a people issue.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter what party you are.
But it was not a. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bosch, go
Not
off.
to say Democrats aren't also complicit in the big AI bubble.
My God. It's not a party problem.
It's a bit of a party issue.
It is a party issue.
How are voters going to respond to a Democratic socialist from New York?
People want to call me woke, whatever. This is about power.
With the Trump administration pushing for more data centers, the AI race is a big deal.
Construction of colossal data centers. We have to get this stuff built.
Where does that leave regular people like Beverly Morris?
I feel trapped. Yes, I have no way out.
How is the backlash against the data center boom the key to unlocking America's politics?
We've never been more
It
polarized.
feels like you can't win an election without coming across like a critic's line. Well, the thing that I feel, again, and I'm not like far from the first time I've said this, but like the best model we have for somebody doing this bit properly is Mamdani, because Mamdani is really relentless on not attacking Republican New Yorkers, but he's really, 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 really clear on like where the problem is. You know what I mean? Like, you know that he does not like Republicans. It's like the positivity is a rhetorical focus, but it's not being done to obfuscate where the blame belongs.
I just think we gotta show up those places and see these things for ourselves.
Well, do you want to show us there's been some damage to your
United
house?
Destruction's part of the two levels. It's only accounted for like a small percentage, I think, of the total missing amount from the supply shock. You know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Pamela Felder purchased her dream home 3 years ago.
So the first initial thing I saw was the crack in my porch. Wow, all the way across.
All was well until
I've already seen this. Seen this here. Where is this place I'm going? Oh, I might as well go to the sushi place I was going to go to. It's my favorite sushi place. What time is it if they're open? If they're open, I'm gonna go. During the week, they won't be busy. Wonder if they're open. Since we're driving by so I ended up going to my sushi place. McDonald's, big old McDonald's sign down here. God damn it. Lights change so quick in Japan. Suzuen. Five to 10. Let's see, 6 minutes away. I don't know if I've been to this restaurant though. It's that place. That bank closed down. Let's get over here. Now focus on my driving. Oh. Center. You know what? I haven't been to this place. Just always doing this shit, dude. Oh, look how he's just sitting out there. Look how he's this fucking Japanese driver. You see how he's just sitting? He's like sticks his fucking nose out in the road. Japanese fucking driving. I don't think there's a car behind me. It'll be quick. I won't have to change. See that? You see how that light? See how quick the lights are in Japan? Do a quiz. Do a /quiz. See if the AIs work. Do /quiz. Rod, do a quiz. See how good your ability to answer quizzes. Do a /quiz. This is the city. We're in the city now. This is the city. This is city life right here. It's about the size of Tallahassee, Florida. And Subaru in front of me. Switch you over here. So everyone's turning here. Yeah, it's city life, Cindy. I've never been to this restaurant. This is a new restaurant. It's like right by the university. Never been here. Gotta turn right up here at the light. Little Thai restaurant right across the street. That's the University of Fukui. Tommy's going to University Prefecture University. Come on, look at all those cars. Illusion. Illusion. An illusion. All right, there's somewhere down here. Where the fuck is it? Turn right here? Where is this place? It's like right here. But where do I park? Where do I park? It's somewhere right here. I guess I'll park here. Fuck, dude, I don't know what this is. This isn't parking right here. So it was looking at me going, what the fuck are you doing? I'm about parked back here. It says, Tulsa. All right. Oh, this is the shopping center. It's parked back here. I don't know where this restaurant is. Food Try. Close. It's open right now. All right, let's see if we can find this place. Close that down. I think maybe it's in the shopping center. Maybe it's in the shopping center. Food market. Oh. Let's see here. We're looking for what? Walking the wrong fucking way. Where is it? All right. It's down here, even though it says I'm walking the wrong way. How does this say me I'm walking the wrong way? What? Yes. It's like right here. Someone's leaving here. Looks like these dorms. Huh? Where is it? Hmm? Oh, here it is, right here. What? I think this is it right here. Is this it here? It's not. This is 2 floor. It's like out of their own apartment. What does this say? Where is it located? On the 2nd floor. Look. It's on the 2nd floor. Look at this place. This is crazy. You'd never know this place here. Here it is. A little restaurant. They're closed. I guess they're closed today. What do they say here? I guess they're closed. What does this say? The 1st and 3rd Mondays of the month. So that would be today, wouldn't it? They're closed. At least we found them. All right, I found a new Thai place. So now we can go to, and it says it's open. Stupid. All right, we got to go somewhere else. I guess we'll go to my other place. What's this place there? Is that a coffee shop? The place across the street. Spicy curry. There you go. I see spicy curry. Let's go eat across the street. There's this place right here. H&M's. H&M's. The Thai. Look at this here. Looks good. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. What do you think? Looks good. Konnichiwa. Skotsu. All right. So everything in Japan is Japanese, but not a problem anymore. I want you to convert this menu into English, create an image. Let's have it. This place is amazing. It's great. Oh, this is lunch. All right. This place is great. Video daijoubu? Video ii desu ka? Oh, you too. All right, there's the master. Right there. You too. This place is. Hello. So. What's this here? Translate this into English. Look. So they've got natto curry, which is interesting. The ultimate combination. Number one. Oh, they got chicken curry with also seaweed. I don't understand I don't understand the 2 and the 3 at the top. Explain it. Try the Zembu. Zembu. Okay. I'm going to try all of them. 4 curries on a plate. You didn't translate this. Just translate it into text. Look, he's making he's making a vegetable broth. So all the vegetables. It's interesting because the thing he's using is what we use to capture the. So when he's all the leftover vegetables, he's turning it to turn into a broth. Yeah, fermented soybean curry. Yeah, nattos. Yeah, the fermented soybean. So I've never seen a natto curry. So we're getting one of each. There's like 4 curries. There's a natto dry, keema curry. There's Tanaka mayo mackerel curry. There's the beef tendon and tofu miso curry. And then there's the Japanese chicken curry with asol seaweed. Osao seaweed. So these are the different curries that we're eating today. This is the Japanese version. This is the English translation on there. And this is the menu translated. All right. So we're going to get this one here. All 4 kinds. So we're going to try all 4 of these curries for just 2,000 yen. It's kind of a good deal on there. And what I can do is turn on my headset as we're waiting. You guys want to look at the road? Look at that cute little bonsai. Wow, that's a really cool little bonsai tree. Look at that bonsai. That's really nice. And he's got, look at all these cactus that he raises. Those guys don't look that good. He's a cacti guy. Got that wooden bench there. That's kind of cool, that wooden bench. I like that wooden bench. I love it when I see stuff. I was like, dude, I can make this. You know? And it's got a dowel in there, the way it's connected. I have oaks, dude. I should make something like that. That's great. A little bench. I know. Yeah, because of the transvestite, transsexual thing.
I'm good, and I'm great, considering that you're great, and clearly not worried about the fact that Donald Trump put you, along with a couple of the other leftist scum, or whatever he's terming us, leftist, quite frankly, the scummiest scum, and we're going to stop doing that for the rest of the video. but he put you on an official list of enemies, and your response wasn't, "Oh, I'm gonna hide." So it was. What was your response word for word? Actually, it was pretty simple.
Well, this is on advice from legal counsel. It was, and I quote. Let me make sure that I have this correct. Okay. Fuck you, suck my dick.
Oh, great. I love it. And that is why we're here today, because you've been doing this for a while. Not that long, because you're young and you look great. But you've been doing this for a while, and you have watched a lot of Donald Trump over the years, unfortunately. Yeah. I think that sleeping at basketball games, sleeping in the Oval Office, no one wants to take a deal. No one wants to come to his birthday party. 22 doctors checking all of his bits and pieces. The weakest he's ever been, probably, right?
I think physically, emotionally, mentally, all of the above, and certainly politically. But look, I have said from the beginning that Donald Trump going after content creators, podcasters, YouTubers is just peak weakness. And I get why he thought that was a good idea, because everybody who he's picked on and targeted up to now has been so willing to capitulate. We've watched him target law firms and universities and tech CEOs and legacy media outlets. And one by one, they're like, okay, let's make a deal. Whatever we need to do. Do you want money? Do you want $16 million? Do you want us to settle these bogus lawsuits? Whatever you need, sir, as long as you just leave us alone, sir. And when I saw that he started this media offenders list, this enemies list for content creators, the difference between us, what we do, Jack, and everybody else in this ecosystem versus what legacy media outlets and all of the other entities that Trump has picked on is that they rely on the federal government for something. Like they need the federal government to give them approval, to give them to promote some merger or acquisition, whatever it may be. They need the federal government. They are in a position where the federal government can use their leverage to extract concessions from these entities. We don't. The benefit of legacy of independent media is that independent media is independent, and so inherently we don't need anything from the federal government. There's no pressure point that they can push on to get us to bend to their will. And so, like for me, I remember watching all of these other institutions capitulate to Trump, and it made me so mad. Not just because it showed their gross weakness, but because it makes it that much easier for Trump to go after the next victim the next time. Like he sees how easy it is. Paul Weiss, which should be this behemoth law firm, to capitulate to him, and then Trump smells blood in the water, and he's like, damn, look how easy it was to get Paul Weiss. Now I can go after all the law firms. When ABC News decided to settle with Trump over this bogus lawsuit where George Stephanopoulos made some minute error that was definitely not grounds for defamation, and ABC decided to settle, it's like Trump got the idea that, oh, look how easy it is to own these people. I'm going to go after CBS. I'm going to go after Meta. I'm going to go after Washington Post. All of these men. And so, he got this sense from the weakness of these other victims that it was just going to be so easy to go after everybody. And so when he started going after content,
it's just a grift, right? It's like, hey, you're going to settle, you're going to pay. Probably someone went to them and said, hey, you're going to settle on this. You're going to pay the Don. And, that's the way it's going to be.
My thought in this was like, not only am I going to say, fuck you, suck my dick, to prevent him from going after me any further, but like, I want to give the sense that this is not a space where he's going to be able to just, come in and get his way because he's decreed it. Like, we don't need anything from the federal government. My business is not reliant on being in his good graces. So fuck that guy. I want to make sure that this is viewed as a badge of honor, so that if and when he puts other content creators on this list, all it will do is elevate our voices and bring about the exact opposite result that he's intending.
And you're right, you don't rely on the federal government, because Don and Eric beat you out for that drone contract, which I was really sad to see for your...
Let's see what else is there. A new one?
A year ago, Meta committed $14.3 billion.
Let's see here. Videos. I didn't finish listening to this.
weight will eventually catch up, or some other way it's going to get out. And trying to put a tamper on that in any kind of extractionist or exceptionalist way is only going to lead to a lot of difficulty for yourself and for everybody else involved. But clearly the state didn't just suddenly care about Anthropic for absolutely no reason. As you know, especially if you've been following TCR for a while, they have been fighting with Anthropic for quite some time. Obviously, we go all the way back to several months ago when they tried to brand Anthropic and successfully branded Anthropic as a supply chain risk because Anthropic refused to back down from allowing their models to be used for surveillance of Americans. So the administration didn't like that very much. And at the time, a lot of people rallied behind Anthropic, and that's one reason why it had so much success and so many new signups. And for a time, Anthropic Claude was actually #1 on the App Store for a while, and then they had record-breaking new signups. And they were kind of seen as the safety lab. And that has lasted for quite a while in many ways. They're still considered the big safety lab. But there's been a lot of things that they've also done recently that have seemed a lot less progressive, a lot more kind of locked down. For example, trying to sneakily make it so that people couldn't use their latest model, Fable, for any type of model research, as we covered recently on the Century Report as well. So very restrictive, completely against any type of diffusion when it comes to being able to access a lot of the intelligence that that they seem to be so good at pumping out. And Anthropic does just release after release, and at the same time tries to keep it all very locked and walled. So it's interesting to see that happening here. But Mythos it's been near the recursive self-improvement threshold for quite a while. The Anthropic released a paper all about that, calling even for a global pause. So this is a very interesting development, considering Anthropic calling for that. So I'm going to try to be really honest here. The administration isn't wrong that this is powerful, but what they are wrong about, in my opinion, is what you do with power that is inherently general, as this is, general capability that these models have. Coveting it is understandable, but hoarding it is completely wrong. In fact, I think it's a category error. It's not something that you can really do. So export controls have already failed. We know this. Huawei's own Silicon just completed their own full frontier training model run for DeepSeek V4. And we know that that happened, that they did it on older chips, right? The open tier right now is already a dead heat.
This isn't loading. It's really weird.
Between US and China, in fact, China is probably inching ahead on this, even beating NVIDIA. So to try to lock the powerful model to America it's like we're trying to continue to fence something that's already, despite all those efforts, completely diffusing and already being matched out of the air. So this, to me, is scarcity theater 101 against the diffusion reality. You can't really do that. This will not do what they think it does. But then again, there's a lot that they try to do that end up not doing. So this is something that TCR has tracked for a really long time. Extraction gives way to cooperation. Rivals eventually do converge on shared layers. And in fact, all the different model companies have had to work together behind the scenes in order to even be successful in the first place. And this is because hoarding has honestly started to cost more than sharing does. So, for example, JP Morgan and Shared Sapiens, that means is that it serves those people identically. Where we are lacking the most right now.
What happens when we push the live button and
It's a 1,400-hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a completely off-grid nature sanctuary, a secluded island that no one's ever discovered, touched, or even So we were super lucky to just happen to find it on one of our annual summer trafficking trips on our friend's boat.
Oh! If you haven't heard, Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump are back. And now they want to build a luxury resort.
They want their own Epstein Island. You'd think they'd stay away from pet islands, do you think? Oh, you did fall asleep at the fight? Of course he did. He's sundowning. Hey, what's going on with the Iran deal? I don't really care what Trump says because what he says he's lied. I think the count is like 40 times he said they've had a deal, something ridiculous like that. So I want you to deep dive into the Twitter X feed for Iranian officials. I want you to provide a complete update on what's going on with what they're saying. I don't want to hear anything from Trump or the U.S. officials, only from the Iranians.
Iranian officials are saying talks with the U.S. have made real progress but aren't done yet, and they're sticking hard to their red lines. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi posted that an agreement on extending the ceasefire, reopening the Strait of Hormuz, and starting nuclear talks has never been closer. He told Iranian media it's a good deal for Iran, that they've won the war and they'll come out stronger, though he noted it's not signed yet and details could still shift. The foreign ministry's line is that most of the negotiating text was already finalized, but the Americans kept moving the goalposts. They insist Iran won't compromise on its core red lines, especially keeping the right to peaceful nuclear enrichment on Iranian soil under the NPT.
Kind of. Dude, I'm having deja vu. I'm having deja vu memory here. Does this remind you of anything, Al? Wow. Look at that. What is this sauce here? I think I need a spoon. Just spoon. I'll put it there. Okay, great. No, it isn't wasabi. I thought it was wasabi. It isn't. It just looks like wasabi. It's really good. All right. Here's the beef side here. Wow. Let me buy. I'm just gonna be an 8-year-old. Let me just bite into these titties. I'm gonna try this right titty. I'm gonna munch on this right titty right here. I'm sorry. Here's the natto. That's really good. Amazing. Oh, it's a spicy egg. It's really good. It was amazing. There you go. Really good. This is a spinach. I'm sorry, not spinach, but cabbage. use the coconut. You got coconut here. The beans on the top, Al. So these right here, this is natto, the little fermented beans. The beef is really good. I mean, this could be like a Michelin curry. It was really tasty. Here you go, Cindy. You ready? Open wide. There you go. Look at that. Amazing. Oh, they're so dog walking, Trump. They're not going to sign anything on his birthday. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of silly to think that they're going to give anything on Trump on his birthday. They're walking the Trump dog.
Yeah, the Iranians are explicitly rejecting any signing today. Their foreign ministry and state media called Trump's push for a Sunday signature strange and said the deal isn't finalized, so it definitely won't happen on his birthday. They're framing it as him chasing a publicity stunt rather than letting the process finish on its own timeline. Araqchi's line is that an agreement has never been closer, but nothing's signed yet, and no one's rushing it for symbolism.
Has there been any attacks in the GCC area? What's going on there? Give us a report on the GCC. What's happening today, right today? What are they saying about the peace talks, about the tankers? I want you to dork into the information.
No new attacks reported today in the GCC or around the tankers. The Strait of Hormuz is still effectively closed from the recent crisis, but the big development is that a U.S.-Iran peace deal has been announced, including reopening the strait and lifting the naval blockade. Qatar, which helped mediate, officially welcomed the agreement today, calling it a key step for regional peace and freedom of navigation. Saudi Arabia and other GCC states have previously welcomed the ceasefire and are watching closely, but no fresh statements from them in the last 24 hours. The deal set for formal signing on Friday in Switzerland, with more technical talks after that. Things are moving fast. That's the main update right now. Want me to check any specific GCC country's feed?
Let's pivot to the White House and Trump's birthday. Was he sleeping? Who was arrested? I think someone was arrested. Tell us all the details on that.
No, Trump wasn't sleeping at his birthday event. He was front and center at the UFC fights on the White House South Lawn, with the crowd even singing happy birthday to him after one of the bouts. As for arrests, UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland snuck into the FanFest area, despite not being cleared. Security escorted him out after he jumped into a ring and caused a scene with fans. He wasn't formally arrested or taken into custody, but he might face a disorderly conduct charge. That's the main incident people are talking about from yesterday.
Didn't that land outside of the White House grounds?
Yeah, you're right. The Fan Fest was at the Ellipse, which is outside the White House grounds. It's the big park right next to it, between the White House and the Washington Monument. Strickland snuck in there, jumped into a ring, caused a scene, and security escorted him out. He wasn't arrested, just possibly facing a disorderly conduct ticket.
How about the counter protesters? Where were they, and what went on with them?
They were right across the entrance gates to the Ellipse, the big park south of the White House where the UFC Fan Fest was happening. Dozens of protesters stood there under a banner saying, "The real fight is for democracy," chanting stuff like, "Whose house? Our house," and "Whose lawn? Our lawn." Thousands of fight fans had to walk right past them to get in, and there was a lot of booing back and forth. Heavy police and National Guard presence, but no arrests reported from the protest itself.
So good. Really nice. I want you to check on camera. He was sleeping, so there's actually video of Trump sleeping.
There are videos circulating right now showing Trump appearing to nod off or fall asleep during the UFC event on the South Lawn for his 80th birthday. People are posting clips from the fights where his head is down and eyes closed, with some calling it him sleeping easy now that the Iran situation is winding down. Supporters are pushing back, saying he's just resting his eyes. But yeah, the footage is out there and it's blowing up.
Explain sundowning for an 80-year-old.
Sundowning is when confusion, anxiety, or agitation gets noticeably worse in the late afternoon and evening as daylight fades. For an 80-year-old, especially one with any cognitive changes, it can show up as nodding off, seeming disoriented, irritability, pacing, or trouble focusing once the sun goes down. It's most common in people with dementia or Alzheimer's. About 20% of them deal with it, but it can happen in older folks generally too. Main triggers are fatigue after a long day, low light,
Alzheimer's
disrupted internal
is
body.
something that his father had, right? Trump's father had Alzheimer's, didn't he?
Yes, Trump's father, Fred Trump, had Alzheimer's disease. He was diagnosed with mild senile dementia in 1991 at age 86, and the condition worsened over the following years. He died in 1999 at age 93. Having a parent with late-onset Alzheimer's does raise your risk somewhat, roughly by about 30% compared to someone without that family history. But it's not like a single gene disease that you're guaranteed to get. Age is still the biggest factor.
What's the speculation on the 22 specialists that Trump saw?
The big speculation is that 22 specialists is an unusually high number, almost double what Trump had in previous checkups, and way more than past presidents, like the Bushes, so people are wondering what they're looking for that needs that many experts. The White House says it's just a super thorough preventive exam, that they included some general doctors in the count, and that Trump is in excellent health with strong cardiac, pulmonary, neurological, and physical function. But they won't name the specialists or explain the exact reason.
Yeah, no one who has 22 specialists is in perfect health.
Yeah, that's the core of the skepticism. The official report says it was a comprehensive preventive evaluation that included reviewing a full year of tests, plus consultations with 22 specialists from multiple universities. The White House insists he's in excellent health, aced his cognitive test again, perfect 30 out of 30, and everything checked out fine. But you're right that the jump from about a dozen specialists in his previous exams to 22 is raising eyebrows. The White House hasn't named the specialists or explained exactly why that many were needed, which leaves room for people to wonder if something specific prompted it. It's the lack of
All right, if
transparency
you
on
were
the why that's
to
fueled.
assign agentic thought to an 80-year-old father had Alzheimer's, what would be the 20? Let's see. He's got bloated vascular issues. He's got these marks all over his body, hidden under. What would be the 22 specialists?
Here's a realistic list of 22 specialists an 80-year-old grandfather with a strong family history of Alzheimer's, vascular problems, bloating, and unexplained skin marks might see in a super thorough workup. Neurologist, cognitive memory, neuropsychologist, detailed cognitive testing, geriatrician, overall elderly care, cardiologist, heart plus vascular risk, vascular specialist, dermatologist for those marks all over his body, gastroenterologist, bloating and gut issues, endocrinologist, diabetes, thyroid, hormones, pulmonologist, breathing, lung function, urologist, prostate, urinary, ophthalmologist, eyes, vision, ENT, ears, throat, balance, orthopedist, joints, bone spurs, mobility, rheumatologist, inflammation, autoimmune, sleep specialist for the dozing off, sundowning, psychiatrist, mood, sundowning, radiologist, scans, hematologist, blood work, nephrologist, kidney function, oncologist, cancer screening, nutritionist, dietitian, bloating, weight, physical therapist or rehab doc, strength, balance. That's the kind of deep dive panel that would explain hitting 22. The White House says it was just a very complete preventive checkup, but the jump in numbers is exactly why people are speculating.
All right, read down this list on the right side here at the very top.
Okay, looking at the image, starting at the very top of the right side list, Motsanabe, 29 Mind, 1500 in. Next section down reads, Nas Marine, 200 in. Cheese, new 100 in. Avocado, 300 in. Omori, new 100 in. That's the continuation right
All right,
after the
there's nothing for dessert, is there? Anything for dessert? You see anything for dessert here?
No, nothing for dessert.
What's this one up? How about up here?
Up top, that's the shop information section. It says, open, good time, 11 to 15, slow time, 18:21. Close, sleep day, Sunday, Monday for showtime. Phone number, 0776
All right, okay. All right. How about what's all this down here? Just drinks?
Yeah, it's all drinks. This section lists alcoholic beverages, beer, highballs, sours, and cocktails. Prices are mostly $7.
Hey, go still some other stuff. All right, let's go. No dessert here. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. This is like college. This is like college area. All these young people around here. Let's actually go in here. Let's see if we can find some dessert here. This is like a supermarket. Maybe they have ice cream here. Since I did park in there. Oh, look, they have a ramen shop here. Ramen. Are they closed? Looks like they're closed. Wow. This place looks closed. Oh no, are they open? Oh, this place is like dead. Let's go. Since I parked here, let's go. And the bakery went out of business. Swan Bakery. Looks like it's closed. It's like a dying store. Let's go find a dessert, something. Tomatoes are. It's, maybe yogurt or something. He would look good in stripes. Just curious. It's cold in here. Oh my gosh. I don't know. They could get like a little. Ooh, look at this! Look at this stuff here. Look at that little pastry there, little crepe. How about that? How about this chocolate? Look at this little crepe here. Crepe looks good to me. Actually, this one's on discount. Let's see the 3 on top. It's a banana. It's got a banana inside. Oh, it's got a good weight to it. Shoot, look at the steaks. Get that steak for $4. Garlic steak. Prices here aren't that bad. Looks like they're marketing to college students. Oh, look at those ribs. Those ribs look good. Sushi. Eggs are expensive here. Market's like dead. All right. Let's see where. Oh, look. They've got a 100 yen store over here too. Oh, look. You get a Haagen-Dazs. Look at ice cream. I think we're good. Choco berry. Look, a choco berry. Choco berry. What happened to mod status? What happened to? I must have accidentally. What happened? It's got promotion. I don't know what happened, James. James, it was Undowdu. Undowdu's been in the chat. Undowdu took his mod status away. I don't know why. That nasty bot. That naughty bot. These are Indian. Hang on, I got you. 1, 2. Okay. All right, let's go. James, you there? I fixed your status, James. Did you get pissed off and leave? I don't know what happened. Did I actually demod you? See, now I'm like legit. It says like, I'm sure it says if you park here, if you don't, so you pay a $10,000 fine, 10,000 yen fine. Okay, cargo. A lot of kids. You see that the triangle? That means new driver. Tommy will get one of those. Here's another one there. People who have their license have to have that on their car. There's another one there. All right. To alert people that they're a new fucking driver. All right. James got his smoke going. Let's get this plugged in here. All right, here we go. It's running out of juice. Running out of juice. Let's pull it off. All right. How damn this thing's parked? This goddamn thing is packaged good. Little banana crate. Little banana crate with cream. Look at this. It's all banana. Mmm. Little banana cream crate cake. Yeah, that restaurant had no dessert. You lost out on a sale, didn't you? Oh my God, it's so good. Al. I got this one for you, Al. I don't know how to get it to you. I guess I'll have to eat it. Mm. You know, the banana alone is probably worth 200 yen.
try, Al. Turn this on here.
Up to take it up. Here's the place to do it all day, okay?
Actually, no, but in my spirit, I'm shitting on his guts right now.
That's right, folks. Today, Americans around the country are wishing the pedo president Donald Jeffrey Trump the crappiest 80th birthday and humiliating him en masse.
You're a piece of shit. I really genuinely hope you die in a most horrific public way.
I have compiled so many hilarious and humiliating clips of Americans wishing him the worst birthday and humiliating him as he gets 1 year closer to his expiration date, from Americans literally shitting on Trump to him getting humiliated over the fact that there is now algae growing all over his brand new reflecting pool, as well as him receiving a brutal new birthday poll, the lowest polling ever of his second term. UFC fighters that were banned from his big fight night last night, calling him a PDF file. Jimmy Kimmel hitting him with this hilarious and disgusting birthday card, similar to the one that he sent Jeffrey Epstein. All that right as he is freaking out, absolutely terrified that reporters got access to Situation Room recordings about him dealing with the Epstein files.
And while the White House fears that both reporters got access to secret recordings, someone was recording White House Situation Room meeting.
As well as Trump getting roasted by the entire city of New York, the whole city telling him to go Epstein himself after he was the reason, at least they think, that the Knicks lost their only game after they won the championship in Game 5 last night. So let's celebrate joyously like they are in New York as he inches ever closer to his inevitable last breath. Though I kind of agree with this person in New York who was interviewed on how they think Donald Trump is going to pass. So let's start here.
What would you say to Trump if he was here right now? I really genuinely hope you die in a most horrific public way. You shit yourself in public. I am so ready for the world to move past you and your ideology, and happy Pride.
Amen to that. And folks, this is going to be a bit of a long video because I have so much for you here, but I promise I'm just going to shut up, drop a like, subscribe to Really American. And on that note of him shitting himself to death, let's take a look at this absolutely incredible anti-Trump protest taking place outside Trump's UFC fight last night.
You have to take it up. Here's the place to do it all day, okay? Yes. This is where to take it down all day. Freedom public. But in my spirit, I'm shitting on his face. Right. Today is the day, obviously, where our corrupt government has decided to spend a bunch of our tax dollars doing ridiculousness for a wannabe dictator's birthday. So, in protest of it, many different organizations are about to do stuff all day long. Specifically, the Coralettes were paid for by the Women's March, and they're in the process of completing being wrapped, and then they'll be here all day for people to use the restroom.
What is the message that you're trying to send with this?
And the shit show. And in this shit, next time we need to put like this in the urinal and stuff. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Absolutely incredible work. Some of the most straightforward protests art I think we've ever seen. And on the note of the UFC fight, before we move on to the myriad other humiliation examples I have for you, a lot of people were very pissed last night that the UFC fighters coming out were given an honor guard of the U.S. military. Also, while they were walked down the Lincoln Memorial by children, which is just not a good look, especially when you consider that one of the UFC fighters, Sean Strickland, who was banned from the UFC fight for speaking out against Trump, the Epstein files, and Israel, He had this to say. Yep, and we do have a couple more Epstein birthday gifts to get to before we get to the rest of the humiliation, starting with this one. You had Jimmy Kimmel posting on Instagram a picture that looks like the girl body that Donald Trump sent as a birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein. It has his neck pussy up at the top there. Absolutely incredible work. It is a fat man's body with man titties, rolls, and it says, "Happy 80th, Donald. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Also incredibly fitting because as Trump's war in Iran has done its job to distract from the Epstein files for at least a time now, things are coming back around with new bombshell reporting from the New York Times. And as Aaron Parnas pointed out just 3 hours ago today, Trump is now panicking because of what those reporters may actually have, that being recordings of the White House Situation Room meetings about the Epstein files. Listen to this.
Terrified that reporters have secret recordings of Situation Room meetings between top Trump officials and that it could derail the Trump presidency. According to Axios, Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan of the New York Times, they're publishing a new book soon. And while the White House fears that both reporters got access to secret recordings, someone was recording White House Situation Room meeting. Here's the kicker. They don't know which meetings were recorded. Could have been about Israel. Could have been about Epstein. Could have been about anything. And now the White House this weekend, on Donald Trump's birthday, happens to be scrambling to try to figure out who would record meetings inside the Situation Room, what meetings were recorded, and whether these meetings threaten the Trump presidency.
But here's the kicker, folks. All of the humiliation and the hate from everyday Americans that we still have more to get to is making an impact, right? It's not just people out here making fun of him, going viral online. No, it's real stuff. He just got hit today with brand new NBC News polling, which was released on his birthday, June 14th, that shows the president's approval rating among all U.S. adults currently sits at 39%, 5 months out from the pivotal midterms. And the survey results mark Trump's lowest of
39
in an NBC News
should be
poll
29
since his first term. And in such a perfect metaphor, today you have MAGA sycophants going mega viral for literally gaslighting their 69 live stream watchers as they went to the reflecting pool and showed the mass of algae that is now back in the reflecting pool. Brian Krassenstein posted their video saying, "This is not a joke. This is actually the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. today. Donald Trump wasted $10 million of our money on this. No wonder why he bankrupted multiple casinos." Here's this MAGA lady trying to explain to her followers why this looks really bad and is really bad, but actually it's good. Donald Trump did what he was supposed to do, right?
You get all those ducks and geese pooping in there and stuff, and then the algae stuff builds up so quick, especially on these hot and humid days, you guys. But I gotta tell you, before this was done, it was so bad. It was so bad before this was done.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like American flag blue. Good job, Donald. But this one might be my favorite one. Remember how I told you before about that birthday card that Jimmy Kimmel sent Donald Trump? Well, he's actually been getting a lot, thousands actually, of birthday cards related to Jeffrey Epstein. Take a listen to this, y'all.
Thousands of these postcards are now currently being sent for Donald Trump's birthday to the White House. On the front, they say they were children. The website. On the back, they're sent directly to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20500, directly from the Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein Memorial Reading Room. These postcards, over several thousand, have already been sent, and many more will be sent over the next several hours as people go to the reading room, fill them out, and deposit them right in the mail, and send them directly to the White House. Why is this important? Well, because on Donald Trump's birthday, it's a reminder that they were children. That the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's horrific crimes were children. And that to this day, over 1,000 of them have yet to get justice, have yet to get accountability, have yet to get any semblance of truth out of this administration. And so these postcards are going directly to the White House to remind them of where the survivors are. In fact, there are still survivors out there who haven't gotten justice.
Yeah, so Let's celebrate this day as any good American patriot should, by making these things go viral to remind the pedo-in-chief that despite all his distractions and until his very last dying day, dying breath, dying diarrhea shit in the Oval Office as he keels over, that we, the American people, will not forget all the wrong that he has done to us, to our posterity, to children, innocent children, and that we won't let him forget either. I hope everyone has the day they voted for, and I personally cannot wait to take the most glorious piss of my life on the grave of the worst president of my life.
Yeah. Here. That's some good shit right there. Some good shit right there.
It's absolutely fascinating, but one of the things that really jumps out to me is that deal that Donald Trump, the oldest Trump sons, and the Trump organization has cut with acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to say that he can't be investigated or prosecuted for any kinds of crimes committed related to taxes or anything to do with the IRS, which strikes me as interesting considering that is what the federal government finally got Al Capone on. And because the financial crimes leave such a paper trail in a way that so many other crimes don't. Is that another sign of this attempt to essentially create a mafia-style government?
Well, it's certainly corruption, in my opinion. This is not an arm's length transaction. This was negotiated by Todd Blanche, who was previously Donald Trump's private attorney, by Todd Blanche on behalf of the Department of Justice. The judge in the case even had asked the parties for briefs to demonstrate why this was a real case or controversy over which she had jurisdiction. And it was 2 days before those briefs were due that Donald Trump voluntarily dismissed his lawsuit, I believe, knowing that they would be unable to satisfy the judge that this was a real case or controversy. Instead, it seems to me it was a pretext. It was an effort to pretty it up so that it could be sold to the public as a genuine dispute. This was a claim by Donald Trump that the leak of his tax returns, which was wrong, and for which the leaker was prosecuted criminally and sentenced to 5 years in prison. But Donald Trump's claim is that that cost him $10 billion in damages. His net worth has only gone up since that time. This happened in 2019. The Justice Department did not assert the kind of defense it would assert in every other case, which is a statute of limitations defense. This happened in 2019, and the lawsuit was filed in 2026. I'm not a math whiz, Heather, but 26 minus 19 is more than a 2-year statute of limitations. And instead, they worked out this deal. Now, this is a very cynical view, but I believe that initial deal of creating the $1.776 billion fund to compensate individuals who believe they were weaponized by the Biden administration was a head fake. I think it was a bait and switch. That was an effort to lead with something flashy. I'm going to throw this thing out there. I know how you're going to react. I'm going to control your reaction to this. And then by doing so, I'm going to be able to get away with something else you're not paying attention to. It wasn't until the second day that part of the deal that benefits Donald Trump was filed as an addendum to the settlement. And so when Todd Blanche says, oh, there's been so much outrage, it's dead, we're not going to do that deal with the $1776 billion fund, we get it, it's off stage. But the deal for Donald Trump is still there.
One of the things this sounds absolutely fascinating, but one of the things that really jumps out to me is that deal that Donald Trump, the oldest Trump sons, and the Trump organization has cut with acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to say that he can't be investigated or prosecuted for any kinds of crimes committed related to taxes or anything to do with the IRS, which strikes me as interesting considering that is what the federal government finally got Al Capone on. And because the financial crimes leave such a paper trail in a way that so many other crimes don't. Is that another sign of this attempt to essentially create a mafia-style government?
Well, it's certainly corruption in my opinion.
One of Jeffrey Epstein's accusers reportedly says she had sex with Donald Trump, who would repeatedly flick her nipples with his index finger until they were red and sore. This lends credence to my theory that Donald's mother breastfed him through a coin-operated snack machine. One of Jeffrey Epstein's accusers reportedly says she had sex with Donald Trump, who would repeatedly flick her nipples with his index.
Is so poor that I remember my mom and dad couldn't pay our electricity bill in Florida in the summer. And so instead of putting $70 towards our electricity bill, my mom went out and she bought colored pencils. And they were $70. And she needed to do something while we didn't have electricity.
We're going to get the energy prices down almost immediately.
And I sat in the heat laying on the tile floor of our living room for 3 weeks until I was able to scrounge up the $700 to move our electricity back on. That was babysitting, that was begging people for money, that was pawning my grandmother's engagement ring.
We're going to bring prices way down.
You sit in poverty and you're just desperate. Like, at some point, you just, anything that provides you relief to live like a normal human being.
And the vulnerable is being built.
Have you heard the great news? Donald Trump announced that Iran has surrendered. He said they're going to sign a deal to give us everything we wanted. That's what he said, right?
The document says Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, won't seek one, won't buy one, won't have one.
Jason
And in
Pillay said
60
that too.
days, there'll be negotiations to make that final.
Oh, so wait. So this big win that Trump and Hegseth promised, that Iran was going to sign a document promising not to get a nuclear weapon. We already had that in the Obama deal. Huh. And what was that at the end where Hegseth said there'll be negotiations to make it final? You mean this document that we're signing? It isn't even the deal. It's just a deal to make another deal. So wait a minute. We went to war and we spent all that money and we got American service members.
$100 billion. That's what we spent on this Iran war. $100 fucking billion, dude. $100 billion. Pretty sick. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go take a nap.
Also do some dirt bike, like stunt jumps too. Yeah. Which is very American. I mean, look, I'm just spitballing here, but we've seen, maybe we can put some video up here, the gigantic arches that are going to be going over the octagon, the big cage fighting pit. And I'm just thinking that it is a missed opportunity not to have Vanilla Ice jumping on his dirt bike, jumping the dirt bike over it while singing his song.
I mean, look, you say this in jest, but I really, if we are doing this thing, how do we not?
Is this America or not? If this was a Rand commercial, that's what would happen.
Do we not have a Evel Knievel-like figure who can do a jump over the UFC fight?
We do.
With like
allies. Also do some dirt bike, like stunt jumps too. Yeah. Which is very American. I mean, look, I'm just.
The railway ran 2 to 3 services a day in its busiest years, with trains departing from Waterloo Terminus in the morning and returning orders to the city by early afternoon. The journey to Brookwood took about an hour. It wasn't a solemn, hushed affair either. The carriages from Waters were fitted out like,
oh man, take a look at this. The reflecting goes green.
We just saw it like a week ago with like crystal clear
blue. All that, yeah.
There's algae in here again. I feel like it's sabotage. The public something into this. Is it nefarious? I tend to think so. You wouldn't have so much algae that you see in here. You would not have that quickly unless somebody did something. I'm telling you.
So a shallow body of still water in warm weather grows algae.
And you think it's sabotage. A new national poll dropped this weekend showing Kamala Harris leading the 2028 Democratic presidential field at 27%. The Democratic Party's response to losing a presidential election 18 months ago is apparently to look at the candidate who lost it, shrug, and just say, hey, let's run it back, which is either a sign of remarkable loyalty or a sign of a party that has not yet had the conversation it needs to have.
Listen, Libs, this isn't Biden's White House anymore. Our men know how to be men. Yeah, this is what we're doing at the White House, like men during Pride Month. Yeah, this is real mass sweaty and shirtless and grabbing each other. This is peak. This isn't. This is men. Sponsored by Bud Light. Listen, this isn't Biden's White House anymore. Our men know how to be men. Yeah.
Grab each other.
This is what we're...
MAGA men, they know how to grab each other and rub on each other and just get all physical. You know, the MAGA men, this is real. You know?
White House just turned the South Lawn into Nitro Circus. Dirt bikes doing backflips on the South Lawn. That's the people's house. And Trump turned it into a corporate cage fight. The backflip was cool.
That's insane.
Are they trying to force everyone to buy these companies, and why right now? And the basic answer is that these companies need to sell trillions of dollars worth of stock. And the only buyer that's big enough to absorb that much supply is the passive investment complex. The trillions of dollars that's sitting in our 401ks and index funds across the whole country. Because remember, passive investors don't choose what they buy. They just buy whatever makes up the index. So if you want a guaranteed demand for your IPO, you don't go to the investors and try to pitch to them. You just try to get into the index. But if the rules say, well, you don't qualify for the index, you change the rules. Right? That is the name of the game. Now, what's important to understand here is that the NASDAQ didn't just write these rules for SpaceX specifically. They wrote them for a whole class of companies, and SpaceX just happens to be the first in line for these IPOs. But right behind them is OpenAI and Anthropic, and they're planning to do their own public listings. So just 3 companies that are going public are going to be potentially funneling as much as $4 trillion worth of newly issued stock into passive retirement accounts within a couple months of each other. Are they trying to force everyone to buy these companies? And
I thought it great. I thought it was amazing, actually, even when they had the camera on me. I thought it was very good, yeah. It was certainly amazing. It was. I think mostly cheers. It was loud and it was very enthusiastic.
So before I go get ready for my 16-hour day at the hospital, I just had to show this, okay? I've had at least 15 or 16 people tell me that they think I'm fake AI.
The reason people in the comments say that is because they refuse to believe humans can be that stupid. Now, you made it a point to let people know you're getting ready for your 16-hour shift at the hospital, but I think it's safe to say you are not a doctor.
You know why our president is winning?
Why?
You know why our president is winning? Like he is about to make the price of gas go back down to $2 and something lower than it's been in forever. Because he's not a politician. He's a businessman.
So Trump.
MAGA thinks gas is going to go down. They're so fucking dumb.
Did you hear what Donald Trump said about gas and grocery prices today in the Oval Office?
I really love that. I love the inflation.
Say that again?
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning? Could that be a
no? I love the numbers. You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, I can say it now. All right, we have major breaking economic news. Inflation data just in. It's at its highest level in 3 years, up over 4%, much, much higher than when President Trump took office. Yes, this is my new account. They're fucking with 3.0. So follow me here. Yes, this is my new account. They're fucking with 3.0. So follow me here.
What's 3.0?
This is how dumb ideas become dangerous. Trump says a thing out loud and suddenly grown adults in government have to pretend it was a strategy. This is what the UFC diplomacy story feels like. According to the New York Post, Marco Rubio and Dana White are signing a deal to use UFC as sports diplomacy while Trump gets ready for a UFC event on the White House lawn. Wait a minute. Since when did foreign policy become a fight night? And this is a pattern. Trump blurts out a spectacle, the government starts building around it, and they slap a seal on it and tell everybody, no, that was the plan. No, it wasn't. That's not leadership. That's obedience with a letterhead. And when one man's random idea becomes everybody else's marching orders, the cage fight isn't even the weirdest part. The weirdest part is nobody in power says no.
Mitch is in the hospital. Mitch is in the hospital. Did you guys hear that? That's good news, fucker. Mitch is in the hospital.
It has now been over a year since Elon Musk dropped the big truth bomb on President Piggy, and it has now been a year since no one has done anything about it. It has now been.
I think the important thing to understand is that climate change has moved from the science department into the economics department. And whether that's through increased grocery costs or home insurance or electric bills or, whatever other.
So it's real. From the science class to the economic class, right? So now we're seeing the impact of global warming of our oceans, oceanic warming. Oceanic warming is what leads to everything. Oceanic warming. Not global warming, it's oceanic warming. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go lay down. Mike is going to be calling. I need to get a nap in. I got to get a power nap in, guys. I got to get a power nap. I didn't see JS today. I hope he's all right. No. Oh, shit. I said I was going to cut his fucking shit there. Fuck it. I'm not going to do it. Too tired. I was going to cut his thing, but it's like midday on that. Fuck. What's this side like, too? I can cut their side, too. I got the ladder, too. Fuck it. I'm not going to do it, dude. It's too hot. Maybe tomorrow morning. me get some snacks. What are you doing? Look at this toad. What are you doing? I see you. Look at my toes. What are you guys doing? Yeah, I got some duckweed. That's why you see my pond chicken. My pond chicken. All right, guys. Let's feed the little birds. It's 29. It's kind of warm in here. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.